The NT Chief Minister slammed, in his own words, tinfoil hat-wearing tossers over claims that Aboriginal people are being forcibly removed from their homes and taken to enforced quarantine in Howard Springs. The Aboriginal Medical Services Alliance Northern Territory says those claims, which have been blamed on overseas groups, are false and that the Army has not been carrying weapons, they've been carrying fresh food.
We are trying to protect the oldest continuous living culture on the planet. We have tens of thousands of years of history, law, custom and song to keep alive. And if anybody thinks that we are going to be distracted or intimidated by tinfoil hat wearing tossers sitting in their parents' basements in Florida, then you do not know us Territorians.
Now, as we've mentioned many times before, people have been blaming the federal government for lockdowns this year or claiming state leaders are national leaders. So we've put together a bit of a comprehensive guide on who our premiers, health ministers and chief health or medical officers are, just to make sure people get the basics right if they're overseas. Now, let's start on a federal level. The Prime Minister is Scott Morrison from the Liberal Party, which for Australia is a centre-right party. The Federal Health Minister is Greg Hunt and the Chief Medical Officer is Professor Paul Kelly. On a state level, Anastasia Palaszczuk is the Queensland Labor Premier, Yvette Darth is the Health Minister, and John Gerard is the Chief Health Officer, though throughout most of the pandemic it was Jeanette Young until she became the state's governor. Dominic Perrottet is the New South Wales Liberal Premier, taking over from Gladys Berejiklian, who resigned in October. Brad Hazzard is the Health Minister and Kerry Chant is the Chief Health Officer. Labor's Andrew Barr is the Australian Capital Territory, or ACT, Chief Minister, which is treated very similar to a state, unlike what a US territory might be. Rachel Stephen-Smith is the Health Minister and Karen Coleman is the CHO. In Victoria, there's Labor Premier Dan Andrews, Health Minister Martin Foley and Chief Health Officer Brett Sutton. Tasmania's Liberal Premier is Peter Gutwin, Health Minister is Jeremy Rockcliffe and Chief Medical Officer is Tony Lawler. South Australian Premier Stephen Marshall is from the Liberal Party and so is the Health Minister Stephen Wade. We've also got the Chief Public Health Officer Nicola Spurrer. WA has Labor Premier Mark McGowan, Health Minister Roger Cook and Chief Health Officer Andrew Robertson. And as we just mentioned, the Northern Territory has Labor Chief Minister Michael Gunner, Health Minister Natasha Files and Chief Health Officer Hugh Heggie. So if you see incorrect claims about who's who here in Australia, share the link to this report available right here on YouTube and on our website 6newsau.com as well.